Welcome back to this 7-part series, The 7 Deadly Sins That Will Destroy Your Financial Future. This is part 2, but I would encourage you, if you haven't already done so, to start from the beginning with part 1. It will set this stage up and others properly going forward as these 7 deadly sins build on each other over time. I'm John MacGregor, the host of Wired for Wealth, guiding you to achieve lasting financial freedom and peace of mind. I want to be your antidote to your financial struggles. My goal is to help you think better so you can do better, so you can feel better about your financial situation. All right, you ready? Let's dig in. One thing I want to say is that I'm sharing this with you, all of this stuff, not to scare you. I do this for the sole purpose of making you aware of what could happen in your life. Because most people I connect with have very little to no awareness of what's happening and how the decisions they make today will wreak havoc on their life in the future. And as I always say, what you are aware of, you can control and identify opportunities. But what you are not aware of will always control you. All right, let's jump right in with this deadly sin number 2, not saving for retirement yet. This deadly sin is known as the sloth, and the sloth is defined as a failure to do things that one should do. Look, it doesn't matter if you're only in your 20s and just starting out, or perhaps you're in your 50s wondering what to do next. If you're not saving for retirement yet, you are making a serious financial blunder. You will feel 20, 30, even 50 years from now. That I will guarantee you. The problem for most people, though, is that they get stuck in mistake number 1, spending more or almost all that they bring in every week. Meaning, if they were to contribute to a retirement plan or make some private investment, they would be forced to cut back on their spending. Why? Because all of their money they make is spent and none of it is put away for the future. But envy keeps them from doing that. So they get stuck in this sloth mistake. They drag their feet and they assume there will be plenty of time to invest for their retirement later. So a common question I always get is, when is the proper time to begin saving for retirement? Well, the right answer is yesterday. The next right answer is today, but I'll tell you the wrong answer is tomorrow. We live in a culture of procrastination, right? Everything seems to be, tomorrow I'll do it. Tomorrow I'll be able to afford it. So why do most people not invest for their future? Most of it boils down to the basic notion that people expect someone or someone else or something else to take care of them. In other words, the government will support them, maybe with Social Security or some other government program, or their company's pension will be enough. The sad reality is that unless something changes radically in the next 10 years, which is highly unlikely, those government-run retirement funds will run dry by at least 2034. This is a worldwide issue, not just in the US. That's right, Social Security is expected to be depleted by 2034. That's not far off. So what about those pensions? Considering public and private pensions are severely underfunded by anywhere from between $91 and $121 trillion. I would not expect or plan on getting what you were promised by the time you retire. Unfair? Absolutely, you bet. Criminal? Well, technically the verdict is still out on that one, but it's happening right now. And it'll be coming for you too. Take a moment and watch the YouTube video on the Rich Dad Radio Show I did with Ted Siddell, the leading whistleblower, and Robert Kiyosaki. We've done a couple of these together on this specific subject of the pensions. It will really open your eyes to how poorly these pension plans are managed and how thousands, if not millions of people are facing a dire situation when it comes time for them to retire. I mean, what do you think will happen when the next market crash hits? And notice I said when, not if. All pension funds are invested in the stock, bond, and real estate market. That will compound this problem even more. Look, we are a nation mired in debt, $30 trillion now and rising rapidly. In spite of the parade of politicians and the pundits who keep saying how critical this problem is, well, I would say actually most don't even care. Many are intentionally trying to bankrupt our country, but that's for an entirely different topic of discussion. Our nation and dozens more around the world are borrowing at a breakneck speed. In the US, our politicians spent $7 trillion in 2021. $7 trillion. Yet we only brought in $4 trillion in revenue. And many are talking about spending another $3 to $6 trillion on top of what we've already spent. It's insanity. This would be like you and your family earning $100,000 while holding debt of $4 million and spending $250,000 each year. Would you be given even more credit? No way. Not if the creditors knew what they were doing. Yet, the United States and so many other countries get away with it because the US dollar is the world standard and they could just print money out of thin air. And what if this ends? And I'll tell you, there are signs that are beginning to happen in pockets around the world. What will happen then? Well, we'll be broke, busted, and done. So please don't think there's going to be nearly the promises that either your boss or some governing body or your union or someone else promised. I would not plan on its certainty. And that's the mentality everyone needs to have moving forward. I mean, we're already seeing countless situations of pension benefits that were promised, guaranteed, in writing, being cut, well after the employees have already retired. It's already happening, where cities and other public unions are going to court, seeking a reduction in the pension payouts to the retirees they promised. And they are winning these cases. Some pensions have been slashed in half. I mean, imagine hitting 67, getting set to retire and expecting to receive $2,500 every single month, but suddenly being told you're only getting $1,500 a month. You'll either have to go back to work or significantly lower your standard of living. Here's the bottom line. You must take charge of your financial future by investing now. Don't let hope be your retirement plan. That will not work. Make it a priority and start now. I mean, just think of these numbers. If you started with $1,000 and put $1,000 away every single month with an 8% annual rate of return on average, in 35 years, you're looking at $2.3 million. That's right, $2.3 million. Think of what kind of retirement that would provide. If you don't have the money to invest, you've got to analyze your earnings and spending habits. Find out if there's a side hustle you can do to earn more money each week or each month. And or identify places where you can curb spending. Look at all your subscriptions and your memberships. There are always ways to make more money and lower your expenses. I mean, here's just one I discovered. Over 40% of people are overspending for their car insurance. I mean, just start there. Your future will thank you when you get there. All right, so let's wrap up there. I've got a lot of free resources on my website that you can download right now immediately to start your journey to financial freedom and peace of mind. Check out my online course called Thrive Path, the revolutionary process to financial freedom and peace of mind. It really is a game changer. It's the missing piece that gets to the core of why you're struggling financially and has the power to not only transform your financial life, but your entire life as well. Don't forget, hit subscribe. You want to make sure you're getting the next series of these episodes on the 7 deadly sins of mistakes. You don't want to miss any of these. Leave a comment. Love to hear from you. Love to hear your ideas, any comments you have on the content, and any other mistakes that you can think of. Until next time, we'll see you. Take care. Upward and onward. Bye-bye.